Hello everyone. I hope all of you can hear me clearly, see me as well. Let me know in the chat box. Once I get enough responses, I will start the discussion. So let me see if anybody has joined or not. Alright, so the good thing is I can already see some of you joining. And if you join, let me know in the chat box also. Okay. Chalo. Ashmita is there. Satya Pratap aa gaya. Ipshita has come back. Ipshita, I think you got angry last time, no? You fought with someone. All right. Uh, Satya Pratap Singh. Am I visible now? अब तो मैं visible होगा, I guess. Now remember, guys, this mock happened during the timeline which is given May 29th, May 31st. I will clarify in the beginning itself that I am going to discuss more about the approach part, what you should have done, how you take mocks, how you take the actual CLAT, and I would focus less on each single question because there are too many questions, and secondly, you don't need to solve all the questions in this session, but we would rather spend time on understanding the approach, how to increase attempts and things like that, which are crucial things, right? Mock तो आप फिर दे भी सकते हो चाहो तो, या फिर से क्वेश्चंस कर सकते हो, है ना? Okay, so let me see who has come. All right, now I can see a lot of you. Tanya is there, Ashmita, Satya, Ipshita, Trasic has also come. Good. Ayushi, Crafty Girl, Prashant. चलो सब आ गए भाई, बहुत बढ़िया. This is mock 18, okay? Mock number 18. So I am not, as I said earlier, I'm not going to start straight away with questions. Question answer वो तुम खुद भी कर सकते हो. You can do that on your own. I would rather focus on few things. I will first of all share my own learning from the previous year CLAT. Okay. Now in the different classes, different sessions, you may have been told all this already. It doesn't matter. I'm going to repeat. So first thing first, understand that if you're writing CLAT, okay, if you're writing CLAT, both in the English section as well as the CR section, in both sections, from 2020 CLAT and 2021 CLAT, I can tell you from experience that if you want to give yourself around 25 minutes in English, 25 minutes in CR, or maybe 20 minutes in English, 25 minutes in CR, whatever is your combination. And if you're targeting something like 20 plus marks here, 20 plus marks here, then 2-3 things are very obvious. Okay, 2-3 things are very obvious. 2-3 चीजें तो आपको करनी ही पड़ेंगी. Okay, there are 2-3 things that are very obvious. You've got to do them. First of all, let me tell you what those 2-3 things are. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do, would be, I'll write it here. The first thing you need to do is, of course, you have to get the main idea of the passage. Now, whether to read the question first, read the passage first, I'll come to that. मैं वही बताऊंगा, don't worry. But सबसे पहले आप समझ लो, if you get the main idea of the passage, I can almost guarantee this, that if CLAT happens the way it happened in 20 and 21, if you can get the main idea of the passage, you are likely to reach your targets of 20 plus in English, 20 plus in CR within the time frame. As simple as that. Is this point clear, everyone? The reverse is also true. If you miss the main idea, आपसे स्कोर नहीं आएगा, आपसे स्कोर नहीं निकलेगा. You miss the main idea of the paragraph, you will become slower, you will take more time to attempt, your attempts will also go wrong. तो अगर चाहिए अच्छे स्कोर तो मेन आइडिया को पकड़ना बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है. Is this point clear everybody? Let me know in the chat box. Correct? Now, रोहन हैज आस्क्ड मेन आइडिया लास्ट में होता है क्या? मेन आइडिया कोई गुलाब जामुन थोड़ी ना है रोहन, खाने के एंड में आएगा. ऑथर्स मेन आइडिया कैन बी एनीवेयर. नाउ रिमेंबर another extremely important point. Once you understand the main idea, है ना, मेन आइडिया पकड़ अगर आ गया, इफ यू गेट द मेन आइडिया राइट, everything else is what? Everything else is details, no? Everything else is details. तो अगर मेन आइडिया आपने पकड़ लिया, इफ यू गेट द मेन आइडिया, then everything else is details, and you can read the details with fast speed. As I keep on saying, understand what I'm saying. If you understand the main idea of a movie, dialogues and songs क्या होते हैं? They are just details. If I understand what the movie is all about, does it matter whether I listen to the songs or listen to the dialogues or not? If I watch Munna Bhai MBBS, if I know the crux of the movie, main idea of the movie, it does not matter whether I listen to the dialogues or listen to the songs, dance देख रहा हूँ कि नहीं देख रहा हूँ, उसको मैं थोड़ा जल्दी पढ़ सकता हूँ. But if you miss the main idea, what's the point of watching the entire movie and the songs? कोई फायदा नहीं है. That is why I am repeatedly using the word main idea. Main idea पकड़ना सीख लो, आपका 90% काम हो जाएगा. Correct? Because the rest is generally all details. This mock had the same pattern that CLAT had last year. Same pattern, exact same pattern. Same ये वाला CLAT हुआ था. In the English section there were 6 paragraphs, and in the logical reasoning there were 6 paragraphs. But we are looking at English section right now. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, in the English language section in this mock, one paragraph, as it has been the case with CLAT 20 and 21, was from COVID. 2021 में कोविड को इतनी इज्जत मिली है क्लैट के अंदर कि मॉक में भी इज्जत देनी पड़ती है. करेक्ट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट द रेस्ट वर फ्रॉम PM Modi's visits to Lumbini, which was a very current affair kind of thing, Indian civilization, Russia-Ukraine war, national education policy, and Indo-Pakistan partition. Right? So from history, from current affairs, सबसे topics इसके अंदर आए हैं. Now, let's take one simple example. It does not matter whether you have done this paragraph earlier or not. Paragraph नहीं किया तो भी चलता है, किया है तो भी चलता है. Doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is, I am going to first show you that why do I keep on saying that once you understand the main idea, your speed would improve, your accuracy would improve drastically. मेन आइडिया पकड़ लिया ना, आधा काम हो गया. बाकी सब डायलॉग बाजी है, गाने हैं मूवी के. Okay, for example, suppose I am reading this paragraph. It says, Omicron moves fast. That makes it difficult to contain, even for China, which tries to stomp promptly on any outbreak. What is the first line saying? Omicron moves fast. What is the second line saying? That is why China is not able to contain it. Now, ध्यान से मेरी बात सुनना everybody. ध्यान देना. First line says Omicron moves fast. Second line says that is why China's efforts to contain the outbreak becomes difficult. Omicron fast move करता है, China उसको contain नहीं कर पाता. Now, read from here to here. Okay. The next two lines are just example of the previous line. वैसे भी याद रखना everybody, if you see for example anywhere, you know for sure that that example is going to repeat what has been said earlier already. Yes or no? घर वाले कहते हैं इंसान को मेहनत करनी चाहिए, you should work hard. For example, we already know example में क्या आने वाला है. Yes or no? वो शर्मा जी का बेटा आने वाला है. And Sharma ji ka beta would also reiterate the same point that parents have made, that you should work hard. So you have to learn when to read properly and when to read fast. Omicron moves fast, makes it difficult to contain the outbreak, and the next line is an example. Now read the next line. The variant speed also is an additional word. It is a word that shows something is getting added. First point we saw was that Omicron is fast. Second, therefore China is not able to contain. Third, it also makes China's economic prospects unusually hard to track. What do you think next will happen? Next will contain? It is going to contain data. And it is going to repeat the same idea. That is why China's economic prospects are hard to track. China economically अच्छा कर रहा है कि बुरा कर रहा है, ये track करना मुश्किल है. So from here to here, I will be faster when I read the paragraph. So let me look at your chat. If there is something important, I'll answer. But do you realize कैसे पढ़ना है किसी भी पैसेज को? Yes or no? Correct? Okay. Good. Now read the next part. For a more timely take on China's economy, some analysts are turning to less conventional indicators. Now it's talking about less conventional indicator. For example, Baidu. What did the author say earlier? Tracking China's economy is hard, especially during COVID. So what are the experts doing to track Chinese economy? They're using something which is not conventional. For example, Baidu. Baidu is their search engine, no? Google है उनका, Chinese Google. For example, looking at tracking movement between cities. लोग एक city से दूसरी city जा रहे हैं कि नहीं? Experts are tracking that. You can also track subway lines, how many people are using subway. That can show whether Chinese economy is doing good or it is not doing good. Then it says, the two numbers that worry Mr. Lu most track distribution services. Then there is somebody who is getting very, very stressed because of what this person is tracking. And what is the person tracking? Distribution service. Amazon. कितने लोग घर में पहुंच रहे हैं, कितने लोग घर में अलीबाबा पहुंच रहे हैं. He's tracking that also. Unconventional measures are also the more valuable in China because of doubts about the official data. Official data पे यकीन नहीं कर सकते. What do you think the author will talk about now? Why we can't trust Chinese data? What can we do in place of that? वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. And then we have a question. Now, pause here everyone and tell me. If you're reading this passage during CLAT and if you know in your head that I have to focus on the main idea, I will read the details part very fast. Don't you think your understanding would be very good? It would be much better than how you guys generally end up doing. आप कैसे करते हो? How do you read generally? Omicron moves fast, that makes it difficult to contain even for China, cluster of infection, a lot can happen in time. You become a passenger in a car. देखा है बस में लोग बैठे रहते हैं, बाहर देखते रहते हैं, क्या आ रहा है क्या जा रहा है फर्क नहीं, देखते रहते हैं. 90% students read passages like that. You have to read passages like Sherlock Holmes. First line said Omicron is moving fast. Second line is saying China is trying to contain it. Third line is saying that tracking Chinese economy is hard. Then it said we can use informal ways, less conventional ways. What are they? Those Baidu को track करो, subway lines कितने लोग use कर रहे हैं track करो, delivery कितनी हो रही है services की वो track करो. Then you can figure out whether Chinese economy is doing good or bad. And you can also use other unofficial measures because Chinese data is doubtful. This is the main point of the author. Now suppose you understand this. Forget this question. ये तो vocab based question, इसको मैं छोड़ देता हूँ. Now, please don't read. Okay, don't read these words. इसको पढ़ो ही मत. मैं नहीं चाहता तुम पढ़ो. Okay, मत पढ़ो. Read the question and create a shadow answer in your head in 5 seconds. Okay, I want you guys to read the question and create a shadow answer in your head in 3 seconds. Fast. पढ़ के देखिए question. Which of the following, if true, would weaken the claim that Omicron variant is dealing a big blow to China's economy? कितना मुश्किल सवाल है, दिमाग खराब हो गया. Yes or no? Question is saying, attack the argument. Which of the following options will attack the argument that Chinese economy is getting hammered by Omicron? Omicron Chinese economy की वाट लगा रहा है. इस स्टेटमेंट को कौन सा स्टेटमेंट झूठा ठहराएगा? Now forget everything guys, forget the options, you tell me. Do you already have a shadow answer in your head or not? समझ आ रहा ना आंसर क्या होगा? The answer would be, the option will tell us that China is doing great in terms of economy. China economy में तूफान ला रहा है, दंगल मचा रहा है. They are earning money like crazy. Their economy is expanding like crazy. That will be the answer, yes or no? Yes, Tanya, absolutely. Absolutely. Gauri. Is that Gauri? Gauri Prakash. Okay. Not really. Not really. Not really. Now read the options, guys, and tell me what can be the correct answer. पुरानी बात से थोड़ी ना अटैक होगा. Omicron has hit in the Chinese economy. We have to attack this argument. So what will be the correct answer? That Chinese economy is booming. Which option is saying that? Satyam Anand, बिल्कुल सही बात. Which option is saying that? Only one answer possible, no? Option. Now, do you understand why did I make those 2-3 statements? If you want, remember guys, 20 days left, 20 भी 17 days left for your paper. If you want to be really fast and score above 20, 22 marks, focus on the main idea. Don't get bogged down by details. Detail को पढ़ के रटना वो सब नहीं करना है. Focus on the story. Don't focus on the songs and dance and dialogues. What is the paragraph saying? कहना क्या चाहते हो? Author से बातचीत करनी है सीधी. Just talk to the author directly. What is your main point? You'll get every single question correct. For example, try the next question. Option भूल जाते हैं. Okay, option भूल जाते हैं. Why does the author believe unconventional measures are more valuable in China? ऐसे बता दो आंसर. चाइना में अनकन्वेंशनल मेथड क्यों यूज करना पड़ता है? कॉमन सेंस लगाओ. इफ चाइना हैड बीन ऑनेस्ट, अगर चाइना बिल्कुल सत्यवादी हरिश्चंद्र होते, चाइना की कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी हैड बीन ट्रांसपेरेंट, इफ चाइनीज रूलर्स हैड बीन एब्सोल्युटली ओपन, ब्रॉड माइंडेड, do you think then the economists would have used Baidu's data or data of what delivery services are doing or subway rides? They would have relied on the government data, no? तो एक ही आंसर है ना? अब बताओ कौन सा आंसर होगा? आंसर छपा हुआ है सामने, राइट? Absolutely clear, right? It's given also directly in the paragraph, and हमने paragraph में देखा भी था, लिखा हुआ था. Unconventional measures are all the more valuable in China because of doubts about the official data. It's directly written also. All I'm saying is, once you understand what the paragraph is saying, you will do the paragraph like this, and this paragraph level, if you look at it from the level perspective, it is as good as the previous year CLAT paper. Previous year CLAT paper was as good as this paper is. Time pressure is everything, guys. Remember, paper hard या easy नहीं होता, time pressure में सब गड़बड़ होता है. Now, this one says which can be inferred. Inferred means I have to check all, na? Correct. China's economy has failed miserably. बाप रे, extreme words. पहले दिख गया. China's economy is at the mercy of the Omicron variant. पहले दिख गया कुछ गड़बड़ है इसमें. China's economy is suffering. Agreed. The moment A is not true, all is already out है ना. D भी out ही हो गया. Between B and C, which one is the correct answer? C. How hard is the passage? How hard are the questions? Why can't you score 30 out of 30? I don't know. It's all mindset, remember guys. If you go with the mindset, I'll do 30 out of 30, you can do 30 out of 30. But अब मान लेते हैं 30 में 20 ही करके आएंगे. ऐसे questions आ रहे हैं. And these are as good as the previous year paper. I wrote the paper, I know. You may have written the paper, you may have seen the paper. मैं आपको experience से बता रहा हूँ, ऐसे नहीं बता रहा. Which of the following is true about the Omicron variant? This is a detail based question. Yes, everyone? This is a detail based question. Now, listen to me very carefully. One of you, I forgot the name, one of you asked me in the beginning, should I look at the question first or the paragraph first? If you ask me, again from experience, looking at the question first can be helpful. No problem. But two things. Only read the question, don't read options. Number two, read the questions to find out how many questions are direct, how many questions are indirect. For example, if I have less time, I can find the main idea, I can do main idea based questions, I can leave detail based questions because detail based questions can take time. मान लो मेरे पास 2-3 मिनट बचे हैं, पैराग्राफ पूरा बचा हुआ है. I'll try to scan through the paragraph and try to understand what is the main idea. Detail based questions नहीं करूंगा. But if there is a vocab based question, then I can try and get it. What is the meaning of the word behest as used in the passage? Behest. When some local government said that they were double checking their figure at the behest of the National Bureau of Statistics. मतलब किसी के बदले में वो कर रहे थे. What is the correct answer? किसी के लिए कर रहे थे. तो डिफेमेशन, ये जॉनी डेप एम्बर कहाँ से आ गए? ये तो नहीं होगा आंसर. विश हो सकता है, इंटरेस्ट हो सकता है, कमांड हो सकता है. बट चाइना की इकोनॉमी है और आप बात कर रहे हो ब्यूरो ने बोला है, तो विश या इंटरेस्ट टू सॉफ्ट अ वर्ड, कमांड लुक्स लाइक अ बेटर वर्ड. हो गया अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैराग्राफ. This is why we should look at the questions first. If you look at the questions, it can tell you what should you do under the time constraint. Suppose all questions are which of the following is true, which of the following is false. Means all questions are detail based. Suppose you have only 3 minutes left, then probably you can't attempt that. But you look at the question. First one is what is the main idea. Second one is which of the following is correct. Third is which of the following author will not agree with. Fourth is which of the following author will agree with. These are all main idea based questions. हो सकता है मेन आइडिया पकड़ में आ जाए 2 मिनट में, तो 4 क्वेश्चन निकल जाएंगे. You decide. It's a game. You have to be like those footballers who can decide in under split second. देखा है वो फुटबॉलर कैसे खेलते हैं, स्प्लिट सेकंड में डिसाइड करते हैं. You have to be like that. This is why reading the questions first can be helpful. I do that. I recommend that. But you can decide what to do. Is it clear everybody? Yes or no? है ना? तो मैं ये लास्ट वाला क्वेश्चन छोड़ देता हूँ वैसे, बिकॉज ये डिटेल बेस्ड था. Now, this one I'm leaving right now. I just wanted to show you something. Just give me a second. Is it the one? Chalo, let me show you this. Okay, now pay attention everybody. Now suppose I come across this paragraph I come across this paragraph and I have 4 minutes with me. Okay, 4 मिनट बचे, ये पैराग्राफ मेरे सामने है. क्या करें? First, I look at the questions. First question is a word-based question. I can do it in seconds. Second, inferred. See, inferred means I have to read the paragraph. Third question, author's advice to policymakers is that. So I have to understand what the author is saying. I have to get the main idea for sure. Okay. Which of the following, if true, would weaken? Means I have to understand what the author is saying. What is the philosophy behind higher education across the world? This also is a detail-based question. I have to find the answer somewhere in the paragraph. Now suppose I have only 3 minutes left. Should I attempt it? Probably it will take more time. नहीं हो पाएगा 3 मिनट में. But I have 4 minutes. Should I do it? Yes. 4 minutes में बहुत फर्क पड़ जाएगा. I have 33% more time. है ना? तो मैं कर सकता हूँ. You have to decide like this. Is it making sense to you? समझ में आ रहा सबको? टाइम कम, एनालिसिस ज्यादा. टाइम ज्यादा है तो आराम से करो. टाइम ज्यादा है, नो प्रॉब्लम. Nobody cares if you have a lot of time. But I want you guys to try this question. Okay? देखो, क्वेश्चन को पैराग्राफ को पढ़ के देखते हैं. मेन आइडिया वर्सेस डिटेल. डिटेल को नहीं पढ़ेंगे ज्यादा, मेन आइडिया को पकड़ेंगे. ओके, लेट्स रीड इट. डोंट वरी इफ यू हैव सीन द आंसर, इट डज नॉट मैटर ना. आप कौन सा तुम टेस्ट दे रहे हो यहाँ पे, सीख लो, थोड़ा सा फायदा होगा. NEP 2020 is today the focus of the debate, despair and hope across the Indian higher education sector. Now pay attention everybody, and I'm asking you a question, answer. Read from here to here and tell me, is this person supporting or opposing NEP? Is the author supporting or opposing NEP? क्या लगता है? जल्दी बताओ पढ़ के. Gauri Prakash says, sir, won't looking at questions first for all paragraphs be time consuming? Gauri, don't do it then. बार बार थोड़ी ना समझा सकता हूँ एक ही चीज. मत करो, रहने दो, इट्स ओके. Read these lines that I have marked and you tell me, is the author supporting NEP or is against NEP? बस ये बताओ इन 3 लाइन से. supporting, opposing, supporting. ओके, चलो, बहुत बढ़िया. Tanya Swaraj has given the first correct answer. And now understand everybody, I have been teaching you guys for a long time, and one thing is for sure, half the time you just simply don't use any brain power. बस आंसर करना है. सपोर्टिंग, अपोजिंग, कुछ भी बोल दिया, दिमाग नहीं लगाना, कुछ भी हो जाए. यस, इज दैट what you want to do in the actual paper? Very good, Tanya Swaraj, absolutely. Gauransh, yes. Rishabh Raj, yes. You read the first 3 lines that I have underlined, and I asked, is the author opposing or supporting the NEP? Bindas, supporting, opposing. Read. NEP is today the focus of debate, despair, and hope across Indian higher education sector, in the media, in the civil society, concerned with the future of young leader. Where on earth is the author saying that he is against or supporting it? This is the reason why your scores don't improve, because you simply refuse to use your interpretation power. मैं नहीं पढ़ूंगा, मैं दिमाग नहीं लगाऊंगा, पर मुझे जाना तो NLU है, वो भी टॉप कॉलेज में, क्योंकि वो उन्होंने तो हमसे कर्जा ले रखा है, हमें तो एडमिशन देंगे ही देंगे, कैसे नहीं देंगे? इट्स आवर बर्थ राइट. समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? This is the problem. And then you keep on asking, if we suggest anything, this will take time, that will take time, this will do this, this will do that. Can you find a better way? Yes or no? Next line. Higher education is a critical segment of the many areas encompassed by the National Education Policy, and perhaps the most visible change proposed is the transition from the British model of a 3-year undergraduate program to a 4-year bachelor's degree. Even till now, the author has not said whether the author is supporting NEP or opposing it. और आप सबको त्रिकालदर्शी हो, फ्यूचर दिख जाता है, supporting it, opposing it. Means you don't even see the tone of the author, the use of words, the information given, the interpretation required. कुछ नहीं देखते, बस support या oppose लगा देते हो. That's it. That is why your scores don't improve. It's as simple as that. Understand. Is the point clear, everyone? समझ आ रही है बात, क्यों आपके स्कोर इंप्रूव नहीं होते? समझ आ रहा है? Not even a single word on support or negate, but आपको दिख गया. वो एक ना रेडार आता है, it can penetrate through the soil, और जमीन के नीचे क्या है दिख जाता है. I think some of you have that kind of eyes or brain power. दिख जाता है पहले से ही. ऑथर ने नहीं बोला, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, हमें दिख रहा है, सपोर्ट कर रहा है ऑथर, दिख रहा है हमें, है ना? ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? जाना एनएलयू है और करना वो है ही नहीं जो एनएलयू वाले चाहते हैं, तो कैसे जाओगे? नाउ रीड द पैराग्राफ. It is important to be mindful of this historical context to understand the level of the change that the NEP proposes through a 4-year undergraduate program. Even till here, the author has not said whether the author supports it or is against it. Author ने नहीं बताया. Then the author talks about the philosophy behind higher education. Correct? Now read the next paragraph. While this holistic, multidisciplinary, mobility-driven higher education in a 4-year format can be a game changer for young Indian student, what will be its impact on industry? Even till here, the author is not saying whether the author supports it or is against it. Description दिया जा रहा है, लोग क्या सोचते हैं, ऐसा होगा कि नहीं होगा, will this happen, will that happen? This is what the author is doing. Even till now. Now, look at these 3 words. Now tell me everybody, what can we expect now? अब समझ आ रहा है ऑथर का व्यू कहाँ मिलेगा? This is why scanning the first line after every few lines is very important. Or if there is a small paragraph, first line ध्यान से पढ़ो. If you see opinion, ध्यान से पढ़ो. If you see details, speed up. If you see description, speed up. If you see explanation, speed up. If you see for example, speed up. If you see data, speed up. But if you see in my view, I think, slow down. Author अपनी बात बोलने वाला है. अब पढ़ो क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे. In my view, there will be a significant difference in the human resources that Indian universities create in this new format. Higher education will produce students with a more flexible and innovative mindset and sharper critical thinking skills. This should be a distinct advantage that can work to the benefit of employers. At this stage, there is only one caveat, caveat means caution, that I would urge policymakers to consider with regard to the new 4-year model implementation. From this part, it's very obvious that author is happy with the new education policy. Though he says थोड़ा careful रहना पड़ेगा, caveat दे रहा है. The actual design of the 4-year program in its details should be left to the best judgment of that institution. कह रहा है कि पॉलिसी गाइडलाइंस होना चाहिए, गाइडलाइंस शुड बी देयर, but designing should be left to the colleges. Author is saying yes, it's a good idea. The author said that in the last of the paragraph, but most of you figured it out from the first line where he had not talked about it at all. Now if you make such kind of mistakes, solving questions can be problematic. Okay, now look at this question everybody. अगर आप समझोगे नहीं ऑथर क्या कह रहा तो आप इससे क्वेश्चन नहीं कर पाओगे, करके देखो, है ना. नाउ यू वुड बी एबल टू डू इट बिकॉज यू नो व्हाट द ऑथर इज सेइंग, बट अदरवाइज गलती हो जाती है. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन एवरीबॉडी? क्या लगता है? कैन वी से द ऑथर इज अगेंस्ट द 4-year हायर एजुकेशन? नहीं ना, बिकॉज ही सेज इससे तो बहुत अच्छी बात होगी, रेस्ट्रिक्टिव, द माइंडसेट वुड इंप्रूव, इनोवेटिव हो जाएंगे स्टूडेंट्स वगैरह वगैरह. The author is likely to give his go ahead for the 4-year model after seeing its initial implementation. His go ahead. He is not an officer. The author is in favor of the 4-year higher education model, but is skeptical of its outcomes. Skeptical of its outcome means he thinks it will ultimately not be a good idea, but he is favoring it. तो ये तो हो नहीं सकता, डी भी नहीं हो सकता. अब क्या लगता है, बी और सी में से कौन सा होना चाहिए? यू अंडरस्टैंड? ही इज इन फेवर ऑफ द 4-year एजुकेशन मॉडल. इट्स वेरी ऑब्वियस फ्रॉम दिस लाइन और दिस पैराग्राफ. वो कह रहा है थोड़ा सा केयरफुल रहना चाहिए, बट इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया. बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है, थोड़ा केयरफुल रहने की जरूरत है. एंड दैट केयरफुल थिंग इज गिवन हियर, दैट कॉलेज शुड बी अलाउड टू डिजाइन द प्रोग्राम. थोड़ा केयरफुल रहना. So let me pause and ask everyone. Did you understand the point I made in the beginning? समझ आ रहा सबको? Please read the words carefully. Look at the context. Look at the tone of the author. Rely on the information given. Don't answer from gut feeling. अपने दिल में जो बात आई बोल दिया, नहीं करना है. You are preparing, attempting CLAT, right? आपसे कि दिल की बात सुनने कोई नहीं आ रहा वहां पे, है ना, दिमाग की बात सुनने आ रहे हैं. What do you think will be the answer to this question? Author is saying 4 years degree program, good idea. You have to attack. Which option will attack? Can you tell? Which option will attack? Tanya Swaraj, yes, absolutely. Prashant, that is true. But do we have other options? We don't have. So we have to go by that also. What do you think is the answer for this question? A, C, Karishma, is the answer A? C, C, C. Okay. Now let's understand. Author is saying 4 years program, very good. We have to weaken it. So my answer will say 4 years program, bekar. 4 years year program has a problem. 4 years program has something wrong with it. Option C says it does not matter whether it's 4 or 5 years. What matters is whether somebody is interested in getting higher education or not. So if the time limit is not important, then 4 years degree program will transform the higher education. No, because time matter ही नहीं करता. So correct answer would be C. So everyone, I do not want to unnecessarily stretch anything, but let me ask you, is it clear now, or maybe clearer now, that you have to understand the author's main idea? Because if you miss the main idea, then very clearly आपके लिए क्वेश्चन करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Yes or no? So please don't spend time reading the details. गाने मत सुनो, कहानी पे ध्यान दो. Author कौन सी कहानी सुना रहा है? Focus on what the author is saying, author's opinion, rather than only the details. Unless the entire paragraph is on details. अब दूध पीने के 5 फायदे बता रहा है पैराग्राफ, तो क्या ढूंढोगे ओपिनियन उसके अंदर? करेक्ट, वेरी अनलाइकली. For example, let's take one more example, then I'll let you go. Okay, I hope you're getting the main point. That's the whole point. Now, Let's read this paragraph very quickly. President Putin's invasion of Ukraine is not only turning out to be a military blunder, but also a political disaster. The first line itself tells you the author's opinion, yes or no? I know 100% what the paragraph is going to talk about. It is going to talk about how Putin has failed and how it's a political disaster. He will talk about what are the outcomes, what are the results of this, what are the repercussions, इससे क्या क्या नुकसान होंगे, वगैरह वगैरह, यही बात करेगा. Putin would not like this guy, but he is not happy with Putin. He is definitely saying Russia has committed a blunder. Yes or no? Opinion is very clear. Now read the further lines. It's producing strategic outcomes that Putin's war apparently aimed to prevent. The decision by Finland and Sweden to join NATO marks an important moment in the strategic evolution. Smaller countries on Moscow's western periphery are afraid of Russian military power. Membership of NATO, its neighbors don't have the luxury. Putin's unprovoked aggression against Ukraine has reinforced the fears. NATO, Finland and Sweden remain neutral, but Putin's muscular policy of recent years and Russia's aggression have tilted the scale. मतलब कहने का मतलब इतनी कहानी सुना रहा है. It's telling you so many stories, but what is the main point? That what Putin has done is not good, and it has made these neutral countries join NATO. ये बेचारे आराम से बैठे हुए थे, ब्यूटीफुल कंट्रीज, बॉलीवुड की शूटिंग वूटिंग हो रही थी बढ़िया, काजोल शाहरुख खान के गाने शूट हो रहे थे, एंड नाउ सडनली बिकॉज ऑफ पुटिन दिस गाइज हु हैव बीन न्यूट्रल ऑल अलोंग आर जॉइनिंग NATO. Their neutrality during the Cold War had much in common with India's tradition on non-alignment. India had worked with Sweden closely on many global peace and security issues in the past. Delhi and Stockholm were active members of a coalition. ये तो कहानी सुना रहा है, मतलब extra information. Mota mota, what is the point? Point is, Putin has goofed up, screwed up. He has made these tiny, cute countries non-neutral. Now they will go and join NATO. It will not be a good idea. Much in the manner that India has tilted to the US to secure itself against growing Chinese military threat. So it's basically saying Putin ने अच्छा नहीं किया. This is the main idea. अब अगर आप समझ गए तो क्वेश्चंस बहुत आसान है कि नहीं? Now we have not read the paragraph, guys. Okay, I don't intend to read the paragraph, but can we try the answer, please? In what way has NATO become even more valuable for Russia's eastern neighbors? Why NATO has become valuable to the countries like Finland and Sweden, etc. मैं ऑप्शन नहीं, मैं पैराग्राफ में नहीं जा रहा. कैन यू स्टिल ट्राई? क्या रीजन होगा? Why NATO is valuable? डर लग रहा है अगर आपको एक किसी ताकतवर आदमी से, एंड यू आर गोइंग टू सम अदर पावरफुल पर्सन, तो क्यों जा रहे हो? ऑयल लेने के लिए उससे, है कि नहीं? सत्यम, डोंट डू दैट. डिड आई से दैट इफ यू गेट द मेन आइडिया जंप टू द क्वेश्चन? यही सीखा एक साल में. कुछ भी नया बताओ या कुछ भी बताओ, उल्टा ही समझ लेते हो. All I'm saying is focus on the main idea. Am I saying don't read the paragraph? Yeah. Correct answer is A, obviously. Why has NATO become valuable? Because collective defense देगा वो. Okay. Try this. Exact उल्टा क्वेश्चन है ना. यूक्रेन पे रशिया ने अटैक नहीं किया होता, कब? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन का एग्जैक्ट उल्टा क्वेश्चन है ये. You don't even have to read the paragraph. You can answer it directly if you understood the main idea. Yes or no? बताओ. Exact copy of the corollary of the previous question. Exact ulta of the previous question. So why do you think Finland and Sweden needs NATO? So that NATO can protect it against Russia. So what could have prevented Russia from attacking Ukraine? NATO membership. हो गया आंसर जी. 15 सेकंड में 1 मार्क आ गए. चलो NLU. Absolutely everybody, B is the correct answer. I told you the previous question and this question, they are linked. A lot of you are using your general knowledge and therefore you are going wrong. Okay. Arshita, Nitin Pandey, Tanya Kumari, I hope you understand. You are using your GK, that is why you went wrong. I told you this question is the reverse of the earlier question. Sweden and Finland want to join NATO. Why? Because NATO will protect them. So what could have protected Ukraine? Joining NATO. है ना? Okay. Which of the following is true according to the passage? This is a detail-based paragraph, detail-based question. I'm not reading the paragraph, so I'm leaving it, but we can still try one more question. Now try this question, everybody. We are not reading the paragraph, but फिर भी try करते हैं. According to the author, how has the Ukraine invasion turned out to be a political blunder for Russia? I think you can answer the question straight away. कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. रशिया का जो अटैक था यूक्रेन पे, it has become a blunder. Why? You can try without reading the paragraph. Tanya Swaraj, no, you have no other option. Stick to sectionals. The guided one, we have plenty of YouTube videos on our channel regarding all the questions you're asking. You can watch them. Okay. Yes, guys. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. I am getting almost all correct answers. Very good. Russia has lost face internationally. Is that why it's a blunder? No. Russia thought X will happen, but ended up having Y as the outcome. सोचा जाएंगे जापान, पहुंच गया चीन. उल्टा हो गया, है ना? It's written also, but I did not want to show you the paragraph. मुझे लगा तुम सब बहादुर हो, ऐसे ही कर लोगे, है ना? It says it's producing strategic outcomes that Putin's war apparently aimed to prevent. जो रोकना चाहते थे वही हो गया, उल्टा, है ना? तो आंसर बहुत क्लियर है. क्या होगा आंसर भाई? Answer must be B then. It produced the opposite political outcomes to the ones intended. That's it. So, what is the point, everyone? Did you understand the point from this mock analysis? I hope it is clear. You still have 20 days, 18 days time for CLAT. 18 हो गए, 17, 17 days, right? If you're still struggling with options, still struggling with the English section, CR section, forget everything. Please, in last 17 days, don't ask how to improve vocab in last 17 days. जिसको भी मानते हो हाथ जोड़ के शुरू हो जाओ. 17 days. Forget about non-essential things. Focus on getting the main idea. If you can get the main idea, I can guarantee you can get 20 at least out of 30 in English and CR section. 40 मार्क्स तो आधा काम कर देंगे और 40-50 लाने हैं, हो गया. ये तो मिल ही जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ. And I hope you understand, if you get the main idea, it is possible. So please don't waste your time doing unnecessary stuff. Vocab करवा दो, grammar करवा दो. अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं किया है, it's too late. Forget it. हो गया, है ना? कभी कभी होता है लाइफ में ना, नहीं मिली कोई चीज, नहीं मिली. अब मैं आज तक कोई पुटिन से नहीं मिला. I don't regret it. It's okay. क्या कर सकते हैं? It's loss. It's totally fine. Bad joke, but I hope you get the point. Correct? करिश्मा से ऐसे पैरा में जनरल नॉलेज लग जाता है. तो करिश्मा आप बिल्कुल लगा सकते हैं जनरल नॉलेज, बस मार्क्स की उम्मीद मत करना, है ना? देखो अपना अपना स्टाइल है. क्लैट का स्टाइल है, आप हम जो पूछ रहे हैं आंसर कर दो वरना मार्क्स नहीं देंगे. आपका कहना नहीं मुझे तो जीके लगाना है, तो आप लगाओ जीके, मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे. That's it. क्या कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा, है ना? यस. So is it clear everybody? बात समझ में आई? अब करोगे कि नहीं करोगे? I hope you would. On 6th again we are meeting. CR का सेशन है, 6 को मिलेंगे, 6 तारीख को. तो अगर इंटरेस्टेड हो अपने फ्रेंड्स को बता देना, लाइक वाइक थोड़ा कर देना, उससे हमें थोड़ी एनर्जी मिल जाती है. हम काफ़ी मेहनत करते रहते हैं. एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली व्हाटएवर वी हैव डिस्कस टुडे, उनको यूज करना है. है ना, ऐसे ज्ञान के लिए क्लास अटेंड किया और कुछ किया नहीं इसके बाद, देन इट्स यूजलेस. ओके, ऑल राइट. प्रज्ञा झा, टू लेट फॉर सच क्वेश्चंस. ओके, याद रखना एवरीबॉडी, अगर आप एंड की तरफ स्पीड बढ़ाने की कोशिश करोगे तो डिजास्टर हो जाएगा. प्लीज डोंट डू इट. जैसा आप करते आए हो उसमें एक्यूरेसी बढ़ाओ. Speed, if you push towards the end of the preparation time, you would end up screwing up your entire attempt. Don't do it. Focus on accuracy. I will not explain beyond this. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you again. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you. Please keep on working hard. I'll see you again. Bye bye, everybody.